So Jesse Lee Peterson has some really shitty ideas about
everything.
Everything, but Representative Elijah Cummings, if you guys don't know, he recently passed away. And this is what he says is the reason why Elijah Cummings passed.
He dead. That's what happened when you mess with the great white hope.
The what?
Don't mess with God's children.
What is the great white hope?
Donald Trump.
Is it really?
Yes, it's
No.
Donald Trump. He calls Donald Trump the great white hope.
He's black.
Yeah, I know. I like how he started off the entire thing with, he did!
He did. So why does he call it the great white hope? Is it because Trump is white or because it's like great for white, like the new hope for white people? Or I guess I don't understand.
Well, I mean, he consider. I'm assuming, like, I don't know. I haven't heard him explain it, but I can only assume that he considers Trump to be like ordained by God or something like that. You know,
it's super weird. This is weird. Okay,
so
anyway.
Him being the great white hope is just him being white. He's also great, and there's a lot of hope that he'll bring Christianity back to America.
Okay, let's be real here. He's not great. He's ridiculous. He's not white, he's orange. And the only thing surrounding Trump that gives me hope is the idea that he is going to be gone next year.
Yeah, I really hope so.
The January after, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the only hope that surrounds him that I'm interested in.
Yeah.
Okay, continue, please. Sorry.
Don't mess with God's children.
I'm so sorry. Aren't we all God's children?
Nope, not for the demon-possessed ones.
But the demon-possessed ones are still God's children led astray.
Well, not according to this guy here. Which, is it just me or is it all, like, I always have a tough time understanding what the fuck he's saying.
I do too. It sounds like he's got a mouthful of something.
I don't know. What it reminds me of is like somebody that has like chewed tobacco for 45 years and has gotten some kind of mouth cancer or something, and he had to have half his jaw amputated.
Well, I mean, all his jaw is there. Maybe he's only got half a tongue.
He could have half a tongue. I don't know.
Maybe he's just got large jowls. Like, sometimes people with large jowls have a hard time pronouncing words.
Maybe. I don't know. It's always difficult for me.
So the headlines are describing him as powerful orator. That means he had a big mouth. Mama mouth. A powerful speaker. They all preach like, you know how those blacks go into the preaching mode, right? Obama did that. Michelle does that. Big Mama Michelle. But may his soul rest in peace.
Fuck this guy, but may his soul rest in peace.
Well, I like how he just blurts out random ass things. like Big Mama Michelle.
Well, I mean, it leaves me kind of wondering, I'm assuming he didn't like the Obamas given his political stances on things.
No, he definitely didn't.
So, but call it Big Mama Michelle. I mean, isn't that kind of, I don't know, is that supposed to be an insult or like it sounded more like a, I don't know, like one of those friendly things that, you know, some kind of familiar.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know if you caught on to this, but he's quite the racist, Jesse Lee Peterson is.
Yeah.
Because, like, when he said the blacks, it's like, oh my God, what? I mean.
But, I mean, doesn't he know he black?
Oh, yeah, he knows. But
are you sure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, just because you're black doesn't mean you're not. You can't be racist.
No,
people.
I don't disagree with you. I'm just saying, doesn't he know that? Because there was that one guy who didn't know and joined the KKK.
There was Dave Chappelle on a comedy skit.
What happened?
But don't mess with the great white hope. You see what happens.
Come on, man.
Man, so he a little older than 68 though, huh?
Yeah, 80.
Maybe 88, 90.
Can I get an amen?
91.
How the fuck old are you?
And if you notice, John McCain, he dead.
I
does he just-
can't.
Why does he just keep going, he did?
He did. John McCain. He did.
Well, it's like his version of, like, you know, when people mention like royalty when they die,
Yeah.
and they'll say, and somebody will mention them and they'll be like, may he rest in peace. And
Yeah.
that's what just everybody will say that right after the name. This is his version of that. He did.
He did.
Charles Krauthammer, he did. Elijah Cummings. No, he did. They all did like the Great White Hope. They went against him. They talked about him. Now they all did.
Are you like
That's amazing.
celebrating like that these people are dead because they were
Yes.
against Trump? Like, this is a celebration for you?
Yes, he is. He is literally celebrating the death of other people.
I mean, so I thought that it would just be like he says that Elijah Cummings died because he didn't like Trump. But he's like, it's even more than that. He's like, you don't mess with him. Now they dead. Ha ha, motherfuckers. It's very bizarre.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, I do not. I am not happy about anybody dying.
No,
necessarily.
me either. And so it's very strange that, like, especially because he calls himself a Christian, and yet he's celebrating the deaths of these people. And, like, listen, the reason that this guy can have a radio show like he does is because people like Elijah Cummings fucking marched with Martin Luther King Jr. for civil rights and worked in Washington for civil rights for black people for what, fucking 40 years?
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's one of the reasons why this guy can get on the fucking internet and do this shit.
Yeah.
And he's just like sitting there. I don't know. I can't.
It's crazy. Honestly, I shouldn't really expect anything different from Jesse Lee Peterson, but just the fact that he's like dancing and celebrating over, well, he's not literally dancing, but I mean, he's celebrating over the death of somebody, like, just because they differ politically from him. Like, that's the point we're at in our society now, is that people like this kind of dipshit, right, will celebrate the death of their political opponents just because they disagree politically.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it is. Anyways.
He can't look past that to see all of the good things that Elijah Cummings did.
Well, no.
Like, he can't look past the fact that he's a Democrat and didn't like Trump to see something else. And that's one of the things that bothers me with how society is today, is that we can't, I mean, we can, but everything is so polarized that it's almost like if you disagree on anything, you can't be friends. You can't set that aside. And I mean, I'm not trying to pull like an Ellen and suggest that there is nobody that you can't be friends with. But listen, like, there's no reason why you can't have a disagreement with somebody, but also, even if you don't like them, respect other things about them.
Right.
Like, he could respect all the hard work that Elijah Cummings did for civil rights in this country.
Mm-hmm.
All while not liking him and thinking that he's wrong for messing with the Great White Hope.
Right.
And still respect other things about him. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, it doesn't have, he can not like him and still respect some shit he did.
Right. There, let's see, there was another, similarly, there was an,
It's on everything.
let me see if I can look this up real quick. Because earlier this week, this spans a number of Christian denominations.
What does?
This whole idea of celebrating the death and I guess torture of your opponents, like either religious opponents or political opponents. And it was during the debate that this kind of, yes, Franklin Graham. So I guess this is a little bit of a bonus thing. Franklin Graham said that atheist Ron Reagan better be afraid of burning in hell. And, like, I've personally had people tell me that they are going to be happy to see me burning in hell.
Well, I mean, if they're going to see you burning in hell, that means they're going to be burning in hell. I mean, what do these people think? Like, they spend their entire lives believing in this garbage, and not only believing in it, but they don't follow it. None of them follow what is actually there. They pick and choose the things that they think, or the things that whatever church they grew up in or go to tells them to think.
Mm-hmm.
And they follow those things. But I mean, I don't know. They're so arrogant. They're so arrogant to think that their way is the only right way, and all of the people that think just like them are going to go to heaven and everyone else is going to go to hell. I'm sorry. If there is a hell, chances are you're not right either, and you're going to burn with everybody else.
Yeah.